Class 12. I hope you are doing well in your home. You are studying. So, chemical kinetic chapter was going on, and today I am going to discuss about the dependence of the concentration of reactant on the rate of the reaction. That is only known as rate law. In the previous video I told you that the factors on which the rate of the reaction depends upon, and I told you that two factors which are very important that you are going to study in this chapter, they are concentration of the reactants and product, and next one is temperature. You can find here one figure has been given. Actually, during a chemical reaction, what used to happen? You can go through the figure that concentration is changing along with time. Reactant and product both has been taken. So as the time will pass on, the concentration of the reactant, that is going to decrease, and concentration of the product will going to increase. So rate of dependent of the concentration of the concentration of the reactant on the reaction also changes with time. In the beginning, when the concentration of the reactant is too high, that time the rate of the reaction, which depends upon the rate of the concentration, may vary. When the time goes on further, that means when the reaction is going to complete, that time the concentration of the reactant is less. At that time the dependent of the rate of the reaction on the concentration of the reactant will be something different. So this is very important topic, and you have to know this one properly. This figure just I am showing you to show that how the concentration of the reactant changes with time. Now actual rate law that you are going to learn. What is rate law? Rate law, the rate of a chemical reaction at a given temperature may depend on the concentration of one or more reactants and products. The representation of the rate reaction in terms of concentration of the reactants, this is known as rate law. I told you earlier also. Again I am repeating. The representation of rate of reaction in terms of concentration of the reactants, that is known as rate law. It is also called as rate equation or rate expression. You can see here that I have written one equation. Suppose the reaction is small a then capital A plus small b capital B gives you the product as small c capital C plus small d capital D. Now what does this stands for? Capital A and capital B, they are reactants. Capital C and capital D, they are products. Whereas small a, small b, small c and small d, they are the stoichiometric coefficient of the reactants and the products. So the rate expression for this reaction can be written as rate equal to K a to the power x and b to the power y. That is written as equation number 1. And in my first video of this chapter, I told you how to write down the rate of a reaction. Minus in terms of reactant, that is minus of dr by dt. This is differential equation, that is equal to same K a to the power x and b to the power y, where R is actually concentration of the reactant and by dt means change of concentration along with time. This equation I have numbered as number 2. So equation 2 is known as the differential rate equation, where K is a proportionality constant, that is known as rate constant. The name of K is rate constant. Both the above equation are rate law, in which rate law is the expression in which reaction rate is given in terms of molar concentration of the reactants with each term raised to some power that you can see from the equation. Now these terms may or may not be same as the stoichiometric coefficient of the reacting species. In the equation you can find the stoichiometric coefficient are A, B. These are the stoichiometric coefficient of reactant. C and D are the stoichiometric coefficient of the product. But in the rate law, I have written minus dr by dt equal to k, a to the power x, b to the power y. So x and y, these are separate numbers. Sometimes this x and y can be equal to a and b respectively, or they may not be equal to a and b. Now, rate law for any reaction cannot be predicted by merely looking at the balanced chemical equation, because the balanced chemical equation will give you only the stoichiometric coefficient, but in the rate law we are getting some other numbers. So these are available only by experiment. So these must be determined experimentally. Now order of a reaction is what that you have to know. Suppose the rate law which is written earlier, same way here also I have written, that is rate equal to k, a to the power x, b to the power y. The sum of the powers of the concentration of the reactants in the rate law expression, that is called the order of that chemical reaction. Again I am saying the sum of powers of concentration of the reactants in the rate law expression is called the order of that chemical reaction. That means x plus y will give you the order of the chemical reaction. Order of a reaction can be 0, 1, 2, 3 and even it can be a fraction also. Now what do you mean by zero order reaction? Zero order reaction means the rate of a reaction does not depend upon the concentration of any of the reactant. That means x plus y equal to 0. So what does this means? That the rate of the reaction is not depending upon the concentration of any of the reactant. Now k is there in the equation, that is called rate constant. So what is the unit of different types of rate constant that you have to find out? We know that rate equal to k, a to the power x, b to the power y. If I write x plus y as n, which is called the order of the reaction, then k can be written as rate divided by a to the power x and b to the power y. Now what is rate? Rate equal to concentration by time. So k equal to what? Concentration by time into 1 by concentration to the power n, because a and b, they are the concentration of the reactant. So SI unit of concentration is mole liter inverse, you know earlier, and SI unit of time is second. The unit of k for different reaction order can be calculated by taking the above equation, where if you write n equal to 0, what will be the SI unit? If you write n equal to 1, what will be the SI unit? If you write n equal to 2 or 3, whatever may be, you can calculate the rate constant of that order of the reaction. Here I have calculated the unit of SI unit of rate constant of 0 order, first order and second order reaction. In column you can find it out. For 0 order reaction, x plus y, that is n equal to 0. So unit of rate constant will be what? Mole liter inverse by second into 1 by mole liter inverse to the power 0. So ultimately the answer is coming mole liter inverse second inverse. Now first order reaction, n equal to 1. So unit of rate constant is mole liter inverse by second into 1 by mole liter inverse to the power 1. So if you cut, you will get only second inverse. Similarly, second order reaction, mole liter inverse by second into 1 by mole liter inverse square. So ultimately you are getting the answer mole inverse, liter and second inverse. Along with the video, I am sending the PDF of these pages also. So if you have any difficulty in writing down from here directly, you can get it from the PDF. Next day I will discuss in detail about these order of reaction, that is zero order, first order and second order, and you will do some of the numericals based on these chapter also. I am also sending the NCERT question answers of the previous chapter on demand of someone, not along with the video, in PDF form, so you can go through that also. I hope today you are able to understood what I mean to say. So thank you for today.